Now the Mariners homestand continuing tonight from Safeco Field as they welcome to town the first place Houston Astros. As the King is back up on the mound, Felix Hernandez takes the ball in game one, going up against Garrett Cole and the Houston Astros. Happy to have you with us for Mariners baseball on Root Sports, as Alex Bregman will lead things off for A.J. Hinch of the Astros tonight. Mike,
a dangerous leadoff hitter. 24 home runs on the year for Bregman. Cleanup hitter Carlos Correa recently off the disabled list. He has 13 home runs on the year. And the DH, Evan Gattis, will hit 7th in the lineup, 24 home runs for Gattis. And for Felix on the year, this will be his 25th appearance, 24th start, a 5.62 ERA, 101 strikeouts, over 48 walks. Opponents hitting .269 against Felix.
Now the defense looks a little different tonight behind the King.
A little bit different. Mitch Haniger will be in center field. Ben Gamble just called up, and he will get the start in right field. Segura and Gordon playing up the middle. Felix in his last outing against Oakland in Oakland, 5 2/3, just 5 hits, a couple of earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for Felix.
Good start for Felix. The first pitch strike to Bregman. Bregman's been dangerous recently. A home run yesterday, 2 home runs his last 3 games. He's tied for the club lead with 24. Tied with Evan Gattis, who is batting 7th tonight. Gene Segura back with the ball club after becoming a father once again. He celebrated the birth of a child on the last 3 days on paternity leave. Good to have Gene back.
For Felix, that last fastball at the top of the zone at 90 miles an hour. One of the things we saw from him in Oakland is his fastball was 90-91, and he threw it quite a bit more than he has this year. Maybe we'll see his fastball a little bit more. Than something that Scott Service would like to see, being aggressive in the strike zone.
Quickly out, number 1 here is Marwin Gonzalez. Time was called.
For Felix, his curveball has been his best pitch this year. Opponents hitting .202 against his curveball.
First pitch missing to Gonzalez. They have the shift on for Marwin Gonzalez. StatCast AI powered by AWS. Seager in on the grass. Now still no Altuve in the lineup for the Astros. He is expected to return, come off the disabled list for tomorrow's game. A.J. Hinch originally had George Springer pencil in as his leadoff hitter. And this is absolutely cranked out to right field, and Marwin Gonzalez off the facade continues to torture the Mariners. He has given the Astros an early 1-0 lead.
Gonzalez gets himself into a hitter's count, 2-0. First 5 pitches of the ballgame, all of them up in the zone, including the fastball that was hit out. 2-0 count. Primera Supermo in the swing by Gonzalez. His 12th home run.
Here's Gurriel, a 3-run home run yesterday in Oakland. Looks at ball 1. Back to the home run.
Again, a 2-0 count. He just turns it loose, barrels it up. 415 feet. Exit velocity of 106.
Sound like a broken bat there for Gurriel. 1-2. So Springer not in the lineup today, although available to pinch hit, it sounds like. Bit of a quad issue. He was scratched. Gonzalez helping out, giving Gurriel a new bat. But for the Astros, it's been a pretty rocky road recently. Of course, it began when the Mariners swept them in 4 games in Houston, but the Astros have lost 7 of their last 9. They did win yesterday, but they dropped that series in Oakland.
I think their starting pitching has still been pretty good. They were terrific in the first half, but the bullpen where they've had some issues. In the first half, ERA for the bullpen at 2.75, and the second half at a 4.21.
That's a big difference.
Big difference. Robbie getting the start at first base.
2 outs. Only Jeff Nelson has been on the mound more often in a Mariners uniform than Felix. His 400th career appearance with the Mariners. First pitch inside to Correa, who came off the disabled list when the Mariners were in Houston. It's been kind of a rough beginning for Correa since coming off the DL. 8 games, batting just 107. Smokes this foul. Ooh, nice catch.
Great catch. Wow. Take a bow. Why
Absolutely.
not?
I think that icy drink needed to find that hand even a little bit sooner for most. 1-2.
This is a line drive. No problem at all. Huh.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Correa. 2 outs, a run in. Kings Court in session here tonight in game 1. Correa calls for time. Felix is 3-2. Strike 3 called. He gets him. Curveball hits Correa looking to end the top of the first. Marwin Gonzalez way deep out to right field. Astros leading early. Well, it's never easy facing Garrett Cole, an all-star this year for the second time in his career, but the Mariners have beaten Cole and the Astros in his last 2 starts against the Mariners as Mitch Haniger leads it off for the Mariners jack-in-the-box starting lineups.
And the Mariners 3rd in the American League in batting average. Mitch Haniger has been hot lately over his last 19 games, a .351 batting average. Hitting 3rd in the lineup, Gene Segura. Good to have Gene Segura back in the lineup. And Ben Gamel just recalled. He will hit 7th, hitting .290 on the year. Garrett Cole, one of the better power pitchers you're going to see. An 11-game winner, a 2.71 ERA, 219 strikeouts. That's tied for 2nd in the American League. Opponents hitting just .188 against Cole.
Well, the Mariners just saw a pitcher yesterday, Mike, with a fastball not nearly as overpowering, maybe with better command, but not as overpowering as Cole. As Haniger stays red hot. And over 350 in the month of August. Haniger leads things off against Cole to single up the middle.
Good start for the Mariners. Look at the defense for Houston. Tony Kemp will be in center field. George Springer originally in the lineup but was scratched. Correa and Gurriel playing up the middle. Martin Maldonado, very good throwing arm for the Houston catcher. Cole in his last outing against the Rockies, 6 innings, 5 hits, just 1 earned run. Didn't walk anybody and 12 strikeouts. He threw 86 pitches.
Leadoff man aboard for Cano. Haniger takes his lead at first. The Mariners just saw Clayton Kershaw yesterday. The fastball, the slider, and the curveball. And for Cole, it's kind of the same story, right? The fastball at 97 on average. Really good slider, really good curveball.
His best pitch is his fastball, though, and that's probably the difference. 2.71 ERA. Opponent's hitting just 170 against his fastball. Against the Mariners, typically it'll be a fastball at the top of the zone, especially when he gets 2 strikes. 11 wins for Cole. 5 losses, 2 of them to the Mariners.
And that opposing average is on the heater. It has been the most unhittable fastball among any starting pitcher in the game. Shift on for Cano.
There's the high fastball out of the zone.
Now, the 219 strikeouts for Cole this year, already a single season career high. Into right field for a base hit. Haniger making the turn. He'll get into third base. Reddick gets it by the lip of the grass. Brocious holds up Haniger at third. It's a double for Robbie standing up.
Haniger gets a base hit on a slider that hits back up the middle. This is a curveball at 82 miles an hour. We're on a Supermo in the swing by Robbie. Since rejoining the team, he has swung the bat well.
Here's Gene. First pitch to Correa, back it up. Haniger scores and safe at first base. Segura. Bobbled by White at the bag, and the Mariners have tied this game at 1.
A fairly routine play, Primera Supermo, and just a poor throw by Correa. Rushes a little bit, throws a sinker over there. That actually hits Segura. Otherwise, it might have ended up in the dugout or the camera well. White never touches it.
Right. Go ahead run at second base for Nelson Cruz.
Error on Correa, E6. Segura will pick up an RBI.
Oh, 2. Maldonado having a conversation with the home plate umpire. Pretty brief one of that. Local product Mike Malinsky calling the balls and strikes here tonight. Oh my, that hit right up the protective gear of Maldonado, and everybody moves up. That sounded like when it hits the knob of the bat almost. That's how loud it was.
He just spikes a slider off the shoulder of Maldonado. bad break after the error by Correa when it hit Segura, because it would push them up base, and now they move up anyway on the wild pitch.
Well, the Mariners in business early, a run in already, 2 in scoring position for Cruz.
Infield is at halfway.
Now laid down, swinging to that high fastball.
And you'll see that often with Cole on the mound, the high fastball.
One out, 2 in scoring position for Zenard Span. Span as a Mariner hitting .305. Numbers here in total this season with the Mariners and the Rays. Span 5 home runs in a Mariners uniform and 5 triples since joining the Mariners. He's batting with Segura at second, Cano at third. Out towards the gap, left center. Gonzalez plenty deep. Cano tags, he's coming home. Meanwhile, Segura headlong slide into third base, he's safe. Zenard Span has put the Mariners on top 2-1 in the first inning.
Runner at third, less than 2 out. The veteran Zenard Span being aggressive, able to get to a high fastball. That's just above the belt. Deep fly ball, no problem for Cano, scoring on the play.
Mariners on top with 2 outs. Here is Seager.
See, they have the shift on, and you can see why. 37% up towards right field.
Ahead 2-0. Nothing to Kyle.
We'll have the green light. In the situation for Kyle, typically he's going to look middle to middle in, something he can turn on.
Two out, Segura at third. The 3-0. Swings through it.
Again, it's the high fastball from Supermo. A late swing from Kyle. So difficult at 97 miles an hour to catch up with pitches at the top of the zone or up out of the zone.
Runners on the corners. A very early visit from Brent Strom, the pitching coach. One of the most highly respected pitching coaches in the game.
Ben Gamble is up next. Ben just recalled right into the lineup, hitting .290 on the year, playing right field this evening. Guillermo Heredia being sent out. Cole, 18 pitches, 11 strikes. Numbers in Tacoma, 21 games, so put down there and real busy, hitting .349.
But you know, Mike, I think some people on the surface level might say, well, yeah, look at how much time he's spent in the big leagues the last year and a half. He should have numbers like that. But for a guy who might say to himself, hey, I deserve to be in the major leagues, and could pout going down to AAA. I don't think it's necessarily a given that you produce like that.
He had every right to feel that way, hitting .290 at this level, was one of the hottest hitters on the team. Fortunately, they made some decisions, but now he's back. But when you go down there mentally, you have to get yourself right back into it, because it's easy to think the way that you were just talking about it. I think you have to give him credit. And I'm sure that when he was sent out, one of the messages to him is that it's not going to be for a long period of time. You will be back here, but right now we're shuffling some things around. So I give him a lot of credit for going down there and playing well.
For sure. Mariners will be seeing almost exclusively right-handed starting pitching over the next, it's called 10 games. Big reason why Ben is up here. Segura at third, Seager at first. The 0-1.
What will be interesting too is now that Heredia isn't here, to see how much center field Haniger will play. Maven, of course, still on the team, and the center fielder here. So it'll be interesting to watch Scott and see how he uses the personnel that he has now. I think the idea is to get Ben's bat in the lineup against the righties.
Out to right field. Reddick is getting the start there tonight. Gold Glover. Now number 3, Mariners strand 2, but they get 2 against Garrett Cole, and Felix has been given the lead. Astros 2-1. Well, the Mariners and EQC celebrate Salute to Native American Night at Safeco Field tomorrow when the Mariners host these Astros at 7:10. You can enjoy a pregame dance performance, plus the first 10,000 fans 21 and over will receive a Mariners cap. You can pick up your tickets as always by simply going to mariners.com. So an early lead for the Mariners. Felix getting set to face Tyler White. White was added to the lineup when George Springer was scratched about 2 hours or so before first pitch.
Felix 16 pitches, 9 strikes in the first inning. Behind Gonzalez, 2-0. Gave up the solo home run.
White swinging a hot bat, 8-game hitting streak. He's having a very good month of August. He's hit 7 home runs all season. 4 have come this month.
And good numbers against the Mariners.
Here's the line. Seager right there. 1 down.
One of the things that Felix did so well against Oakland was staying down in the zone, and I think that'll be a big key for him again here. Keep the ball on the ground. When he's at his best, that's what you're going to see.
Reddick, the next batter. Well, this is, but look out landing. They have, it's Game of Thrones night, by the way, if you couldn't tell. I don't know where you get a throne like that, but leave it to the Mariners. They found one. Now, I'll be honest, Mike. I mean, I'm a little aware of Game of Thrones. but I had no idea that it was a big enough deal to infiltrate Major League Baseball, and not just here at Safeco Field. I mean, this is a thing in many ballparks to have a Game of Thrones night.
We need to get that in your backyard.
Less space to mow. The edging might be a little complicated. Very eventful night this evening here at the ballpark as Reddick is looking at a 3-0 count. 4-pitch walk to Reddick with 1 down. First walk tonight for Felix.
Another dangerous hitter, Evan Gattis, hitting just .236, but 24 home runs, 71 RBIs. One of the more unique batting stances that you're going to see, but a lot of power. There aren't many that go with no batting gloves like Gattis is doing. We will see Nelson Cruz from time to time. Yeah, not all the time, but every now and then. No batting gloves.
Gamble patrols in. Shallow right field with 2 hands. 2 down. I promise, Mike, I did not. It wasn't me who brought on this graphic. I had nothing to do with this. Immaculate innings. Let's look at frequency here, Mike. I mean, look at this. 1889 to 1989. There was 31 of them. Now they're beginning to spike. Since 2010, 29 of them, including 1 spun yesterday in the 9th by Zach Roskup of the Dodgers. At the Mariners' expense, unfortunately. Chris Sale nearly had one against the Mariners at Fenway Park this year, but missed with one of the pitches.
So what you're saying is it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, this is. I mean, around 1904 it was a big deal when World's Fairs were still being done. Yeah, but I guess it's very normal now. Felix has the only immaculate inning in Mariners franchise history. His bat is shattered. Seager on the track, out of room. Felix's immaculate inning coming back in the summer of 2008.
I think you would see it more often in today's game just because of the velocities that we're seeing every night.
Going to the count on Maldonado, the catcher who yesterday finished a single shy of the cycle. It's got to be disheartening. But all the hard work. Really his best offensive game since coming over from the Angels.
Great
Strike
pitch.
3 call.
Curveball right on the corner. Great pitch from Felix.
His second strikeout. Both have ended the inning. Both have come looking. and it comes early here tonight. The Mariners, what they did to Cole in the first inning.
They were very aggressive. Haniger leading the game off with a base hit up the middle. Then it was Cano into right field. Segura, routine ground ball to short. Haniger scores on the error, and then Denard Span, the veteran, with the sacrifice fly. Robbie will score. An early lead for the Mariners.
Mike Zunino leads it off. Looks at strike one.
For Cole, his fastball in the first inning was 95 to 97 miles an hour.
Shift on for the Mariners catcher. You gotta like Mike Malinsky, not only calling the balls and strikes, Mike, but also giving a little play-by-play description as to why it's ruled a ball.
And I think the pitcher and the hitter both appreciate that, because then you know right away. You don't have to ask them. Saw that slider well off the plate, and that's something that Cole had struggled with in the first inning. It was either right in the middle of the plate or not even close. A tough time finding the outer edge against the right-handers. Good fastball at 97 on the outside corner. Everything away from Mike. 7 batters, 5 first pitch strikes for Cole. And one of the best fastballs in the American League. Opponents hitting 170 off the fastball, and we saw a lot of high fastballs in the first. That's normal for him. Fastball 97, just up out of the strike zone. The Mariners were facing Cole the last time. I was talking to Edgar about it before the game, and Primera Supermo in the swing by Mike trying to catch up to the high fastball. So difficult to do. Borderline pitch, but with 2 strikes. I guess we'll try. But Edgar was talking about pulling that visor down, Aaron, just to try to get the fastball down in the zone. If you can't see it, you're not going to swing at it. But it's a difficult thing. It's easier said than done. A lot of teams are trying to do the same thing. Solid line drive base hit from Gordon.
Diabor.
That fastball down in the zone, down and in. See the difference? He'll just drop the barrel on it. Much easier as a hitter to try to hit that pitch, as opposed to the elevated fastball out of the reach of Gurriel. Normally he would play first base, but Altuve still on the disabled list. Sounds like we'll see him tomorrow.
That's right. A.J. Hinch saying that much today. 1 out, 1 aboard. Mitch Haniger digging back in. Now, Mike, I think that's worth going back and revisiting. We've talked about this from time to time, but this is actually a thing. It's like kind of like blinders on a horse, the idea of pulling the visor down.
Yes, it is actually a thing. It sounds funny, but typically you can do that, especially if you have a hard time, because the one thing about the high fastball, especially when you see the delivery from Cole, is you pick it up right away, and it seems to you that it's going to be about belt high, and you see it really good out of his hand, and then you go to attack it. Next thing you know, it's 97 up above, right around the letters, and it's difficult because you have to really fight to try to get on top of that pitch. When the ball is down, like we just saw with D, it's easier to just drop the barrel to it. It's a more natural type of swing. And you can handle it a little bit better. So you pull that visor down, all of a sudden you can't see it at the top of the zone, so you won't swing at it. It's at this level, these guys, they've learned that right away. That's a trick that they've had. And Edgar was the one that was talking to him about it. And a pretty good guy to listen to when it trying to get the fastball down in the zone. But again, you see it so well, it's still difficult to lay off of it, even though you're trying to do that, and it's been talked about, and it's part of the scouting report, working hard to keep D close at first.
Is this why the 96 Donruss Blowers baseball card has, you must have been facing a guy with a high fastball that day with your visor?
You remember that one?
No, Beltre always has his visor pulled down low. I don't know if I don't think it has anything to do with it, but
I don't think it does.
But you can never see his eyes at all. Off the plate. trigger, a home run shy of number 20 on the season.
It's interesting watching Cole. He's working really hard to keep D close to the base. Maldonado, the catcher, one of the best throwing arms that you will see. Quick feet, strong arm. You see Tracer had that curveball right at the bottom of the strike zone. Didn't get the call. Right back with another curveball. Better command of his curveball than the slider here early.
Robbie, a double and a run scored back in the first. He waits on deck. Mariners getting 2 runs against Cole in the first inning. The 2-2. Over by Chris Prieto, coaching at first base. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good feet, Chris. Chris and D. Gordon, of course, have such a great relationship. They worked out together before spring training even began, doing all the defensive work when D was in the outfield. And now work so closely together in terms of pitchers' times and the move to first base. Strike 3 called outside corner.
If you see Tracer had it off the plate, if didn't like it.
3rd strikeout for Cole. Well, tomorrow Mariners Care and PACCAR are hosting a book drive right here at Safeco Field to benefit the Page Ahead Children's Literacy Program, and fans are encouraged to bring new books, or you can make a cash donation at the gates to help children in need succeed in school by developing strong reading skills. Shift on for Cano with 2 outs. Gordon at first.
Robbie with a base hit his first time up since rejoining the team, hitting .318, so he has swung the bat well. Overall average right at .291. Base hit on a breaking ball into right field.
Back 97, 0-2.
I think Robbie is one of the few exceptions. We were talking about the high fastball and difficult to hit it. And typically that is true for lefties. You have that lefty loop zone, which is typically down and into them. But Robbie, he can handle a good fastball at the top of the strike zone, especially if it's out over the plate. Pretty aggressive swing right there on a fastball that was right at the top of the zone. I want to chase it much higher than that, though.
The bluffing over at first base. Now, Mike, is that because he does not have that loop or because of something else?
I think you've seen the drills that he will do from time to time with the screens and work on things. I just think for him it's something that he has worked on probably throughout his career to be able to handle the pitch up in the zone. Level swing. Today you hear so much about launch angle and trying to lift the ball. That's not the case with Robbie.
Call. Cole has had to throw nearly 40 pitches to get the first 5 outs.
I'm talking about keys for this series. That would be one of them. Trying to get the starters out of the game. The bullpen in the second half has struggled, and nearly as good as they were in the first half. He takes off.
Out straight back. Also, when you consider that tomorrow is a bullpen day. Not that they're going to have to chew into it all that much tonight, but every inning counts. Tomorrow will be the first time that A.J. Hinch and the Astros will have to use a sixth starter. The only team to get this far this season on just 5 starting pitchers. Lance McCullers on the disabled list. And on the hands. That ends the inning as Cole strikes out the side and works around the single from D. Gordon. Felix getting the start here tonight in game 1 against the Astros. A couple of strikeouts both on curveballs, both looking each to end the inning. First and the second. Facing the number 9 hitter Tony Kemp. Corners start to pinch in a little bit with Kemp at the plate. Curveball to make it 0-2.
And a better curveball from Felix. Trying to get a feel for it. Against the A's in his last outing when he pitched in relief. Fastball percentage went up, so did his curveball percentage. A very good pitch for him.
What do you say, Mike, about as good as we've seen Felix in some time, that relief outing against the A's?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's fair. He had a pretty good fastball, 90 to 91 with some run to it. He was down in the zone. Command of his curveball and his changeup. His curveball actually has been a better pitch than his changeup. Curveball opponent's hitting 202. His changeup 229 this year.
We're talking about how tomorrow will be the first time that the Astros have had to use a sixth starter this year. The Mariners, of course, were the last team to go a whole season using only 5 starting pitchers. So that record is safe for another year. A's have taken a 3-0 lead over the Rangers as Kemp works from behind, is able to draw a leadoff walk out of it. A walk to the number 9 hitter. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more. And by Country Financial. When it comes to planning for your future, start with simple steps today at countryfinancial.com. And by the way, the 5 starters: Moyer, Pinheiro, Mesh, Garcia, and Ryan Franklin, the 5 back in 2003. And it just seems impossible to even get to the All-Star break with just 5 starting pitchers nowadays, let alone a whole season. Tying run at first, to go ahead at the plate.
I think that's especially true with Houston, just because of all the power arms that they have in their rotation. Keuchel not being one of them. The rest of them, they're all mid-90s.
And it's not like, for the most part, they're going 5 2/3 tonight.
Right.
Count evens up. Gonzalez, the solo home run, stands on deck. Bregman at the plate. Bregman trying to extend a 39-game on-base streak on the road. It's the longest active in the game right now.
Good fastball at 90 miles an hour, trying to get it in on his hands.
Chance for Felix's 3rd strikeout tonight. The 1-2. Soft line drive, left field, and in for a base hit in front of Span. Bregman on base for the 40th consecutive road game. He pushes Kemp into second.
Felix able to jam him. It's in on his hands. Soft line drive into left field.
Two on, nobody out for Marwin Gonzalez. Switch hitter batting lefty. Moves his feet, ball 1. Deep checking in with Felix.
Quick conversation. If I had to guess, he said, "Get down the way, get me a ground ball right here. Turn 2 for you." Quick setup away.
Gamble on the hunt, chasing after, can't get there. Haniger having to play it off the wall. Kemp can fly, he's coming home. Bregman is right on his heels. Throw home, no tag, 2 across. Gonzalez has driven in all 3 for the Astros, who take the lead right back. It's 3-2 Houston.
And it's going to be in the middle of the plate. Missed with the first pitch. Next pitch, you can see probably belt high in the middle of the plate. He drives it into the gap. Good read by Bregman, who was on first base. He took off right away. Able to score.
Strike 1 to Gurriel. field past Seager. Runners on the corners. Gonzalez into third. Gurriel aboard for the first time. Each of the first 4 men have reached here in the Astros third.
And a pitch down and away from him, trying to get the ground ball. Able to get the ground ball, but as he's out in front towards the end of the bat, he finds a hole in the left side of the infield. That base hit, Mel Stottlemyre making a trip out to the mound. Felix now at 44 pitches, 26 strikes.
Working with nobody out, runners on the corners, and now facing the cleanup hitter Carlos Correa.
Mike letting the infielders know if he's going to throw the ball down to second if they try to steal.
Correa struck out looking on a curveball to end the first inning. Gonzalez at third, Gurriel at first. Off the hands, a soft pop-up foul ground. Robbie's there. And a much-needed out, number one. Quick work of Correa. Here comes Tyler White. Now for White this month, 7 of his 13 hits have been for extra bases. Grounded out to third base, back in the second. We play in the third. It was the Astros who took a 1-0 lead, 2 batters into the ball game, but the Mariners getting 2 runs at the bottom of the first before Houston putting up a crooked number here in the third. Zunino can't hold on to it. Gonzalez coming home, and he scores standing.
It'll be a wild pitch. It's going to be a breaking ball, Mike. Set up in the inner half. The backhanded flip, but just too late. Breaking ball in the dirt. Fortunately, Robbie was paying attention at first. Felix couldn't see it with the runner going in front of him, but Robbie was there to back the play up. Gurriel will still advance to second.
Clock but foul. Crushed foul, 1-2. It's gonna be 2-2. Robbie chasing after it. Gamble on the move as well, but a foul ball. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tyler White. 1 out, Gurriel at second.
And 22 pitches in the inning for Felix. Now at 50, 30 strikes.
Felix with 2 strikes against White. Puts it in play to Seager. Back a half step. 2 outs. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. So after the first 4 reached, the next 2 have been retired in order. Now facing Josh Reddick. Reddick, a tremendous defender, has a Gold Glove in right field, and this year a dozen home runs. One ball and 1 strike.
Gordon out onto the grass. Segura shading towards the middle. Tommy cheating towards the line.
Reddick walked on 4 pitches in the second. 1 of 2 walks tonight from Felix. Over towards the shift. Look who's lined up right there. D. Gordon. That ends the top of the 3rd. 3 runs due across to the Astros. They have taken the lead right back. Two lead. Cole up on the mound. We look at our AT&T achieving more. How about this? Lowest whip by an Astros starter in a single season. And Cole is right there alongside Justin Verlander. 2 of the best seasons in terms of walks and hits per innings pitched. Essentially just judging how many base runners they are working with on an inning by inning basis. Awfully good stuff from Cole. Ball to strike to Gene Segura.
Saw Mike Scott on that list a couple of times. In '86, he had 306 strikeouts.
Long way for Correa to go. He can't get there.
Gene will pick up a hit. Typically, Gene's going to be aggressive, and he is right here. Finds a hole on the left side of the infield. Haniger was able to get on in the first inning, leading the inning off, ended up scoring. Hopefully, good things for the Mariners.
Strike one to Nelly Cruz.
A lot of high fastballs to Nelson his first time up. Striking out swinging.
A high slice with length to right. Reddick is able to come in and make the catch. One down.
And for Nelson, making an adjustment on the high fastball. It was out over the plate, not quite to the top of the strike zone. And he just missed it. Gave it a pretty good right. Primera Supermo, no stride at all. In on him a little bit. Reddick catches it right in front of the fence. Bernard Span with an RBI his first time up.
Bunting is foul, 0-1. Is the only reason, Mike, you think that we were seeing the high fastball be the pitch now? Is it simply because of the increased velocity? Because the question would be asked, well, why haven't they been doing this before?
Well, I think that there's a couple of reasons why. And I mentioned it this year from time to time, why I think it's so difficult to hit in today's game. I think you have to go back to a lot of the stuff that we're hearing about, and that is launch angle. Hit the ball in the air. That's a more difficult thing to do on a fastball that is above the belt. It's just the way it works. And so I think the pitchers, because of all the home runs that they were seeing, making that adjustment. And you would first think that it would be just the velocity. Now, having the velocity is certainly a plus, but you will see Mariners pitchers do the same thing. Wade LeBlanc will throw a four-seamer at the top of the zone. Marwin Gonzalez will do it from time to time. I think more than anything, it is depending on the type of stuff you have. If you're a power pitcher, you're certainly going to take advantage of that strike zone. And the real key to it is the umpires are calling it a strike. So you have to swing at it if it's at the top of the zone. It just makes it more difficult. But I think if you think of the other pitchers that maybe their velocity isn't where Cole is, and it's more that 90 to 92 range, then you look at their off-speed pitches, and there's still their ability to pitch at the top of the zone off of maybe a pretty good changeup or a curveball or their slider or the combination of all of those. And it's just, you look at the EQC tracer in that box that we look at all night with where those pitches are. It's tough to cover all of that, and the most difficult part of it is the top of the zone. I mentioned the visor, and Edgar is the one that talked to the guys about it when I was playing. You didn't have to swing at that pitch; it was a ball. So there's the most difficult part of it is it's going to be a strike, and they call it a strike most of the time. So that makes it hard.
So what you're saying is it's really reactionary from the pitcher's standpoint because of what hitters are doing.
Yes, and that's the reason why I think it's one of the big reasons why the strikeouts are up in this game across the board, and it increases every year. And it's that the launch angle that you're talking about, trying to hit the ball in the air, and these guys having the ability to elevate it, and then all the plus velocity, and the umpires calling it a strike.
Down swinging. 5 strikeouts for Cole now.
I think with somebody like Cole, you also go back and you look at him, and he has the plus fastball, but he has the good breaking ball, slider, and curveball combination to go with it. And that's been the difference since he's come over from the Pirates, mixing in his off-speed pitches. And then here's the fastball, and that's the reason why opponents are hitting 170 along with all the other things we've been talking about.
Two outs. Segura aboard at first base, and the shift on for Seager. It's really too bad that Kyle could not play against his brother Corey when the Dodgers were in town. Tommy John for Corey Seager. Corey done for the year. Jammed him 0-2.
And that's where the plus velocity makes a difference. 98 belt high on the inside corner. And for Kyle, over the last couple of weeks, he's been covering that pitch up, but that pitch at 98 a bit late, especially after an 82-mile-an-hour curveball for a strike.
Seager approaching 200 home runs in his career. A's leading the Rangers. Chris Davis with nearly a 440-foot home run, the latest for the Athletics.
His best fastball at 99. Borderline.
Gets a piece. Maldonado holds on to it. 6 strikeouts through 3 innings for Garrett Cole as the Mariners trail going to the 4th. Built for baseball, and Marwin Gonzalez, what a night it's been so far, Mike.
Solo home run back in the first and a 2-0 count. He'll drive in a couple more runs. 1-0 the count. Pitch in the middle of the plate. Drive in 2, so 3 RBIs for Gonzalez this evening.
Marwin batting over .340 against the Mariners this year. Now with 40 runs driven in against the Mariners in his career, more than against any other team. Gattis leads it off, looks at ball 1. Trying to chop down a tree, fouls that away. 1-1. And you talk about the no batting gloves thing, Mike. And for me, the pain of spring training for those guys who go no batting gloves, when your hands have just healed over the winter from the calluses and the pine tar and the rips and the tears, now you actually have hands of like a normal person.
Well, I can tell you, depending on how your spring is going, Aaron, it may not matter whether you're wearing batting gloves or not. If you're struggling and you're taking a lot of extra swings and you're out there early, especially when it's warm and you're sweating, you're still going to end up getting all of those calluses regardless. I think for Gattis, and then look at the beard, and strong guy, probably doesn't bother him at all.
I don't think it probably bothers him much.
No. One of the other things that he's come up with this year is the way that he takes pitches. Notice that his bottom hand comes off the bat every time like he's going to swing at it.
Oh, yes.
Most of the time, that's what he'll do. There's a good pitch.
Well, the curveball has been the finishing touch for Felix so far tonight.
Hit a good curveball against the A's. Just a matter of being able to get ahead in some counts and being able to go to it.
Leadoff man retired. In steps Maldonado, who struck out on a curveball back in the second. Chop foul to Seager. When I was visiting with Steve Sparks, the former big league pitcher and analyst on radio for the Astros, after, of course, they just saw the A's for 3 games. And we've had our attention on the A's for some time now, of course. I asked Sparky what stood out to him the most about the A's in those 3 games. And without hesitation, Mike, he talked about their ability with 2 strikes just to prolong at-bats. And even if it did not result in a base hit or reaching base at all, the ability to wear down a pitcher. And you referenced Mark Canha, who was batting, I think it was 8th in the lineup. And through 3 at-bats, he had seen 26 pitches. Yeah. And what it did to Verlander in one particular night, he could not even escape 6 innings, Verlander, that is.
Well, and I think if you look at it, that's been a big difference for them, especially in the second half, averaging over 5 runs a game.
Soft grounder. Seager out of first. The catcher running a little more time.
Nobody does it better. Makes it look easy. Tough play.
Sunday, September 9th is Boeing Salute to Kids Day when the Mariners take on the Yankees at 110. And as part of the fun, all kids 14 and under will score a Mariners growth chart featuring teammates James Paxton. So get tickets for the whole family at Mariners.com. It'll be an awfully big series here at the ballpark. Into the seats for strike 1 on Tony Kemp. Kemp walked and scored in the 3rd inning. A 3-run 3rd for the Astros.
Talking about the A's and how well they played lately, I would point towards their starters. You consider how many of them have been hurt, not been available, but in the second half they have a 3.28 ERA as a collective group.
And Trevor Cahill has like a .89 ERA.
Yep.
The 0-2. Jack knocked him 1-2.
Yeah, back to the curveball, just missed his location with it.
The 1-2. Cuts right through it. Fastball finishes Tony Kemp, and Felix faces the minimum in the top of the 4th. Go to the home half, bottom 3rd, coming to the plate. Gamble, followed by Mike Zunino and D. Gordon. Time for our Coors Banquet timeless moment. How about this one, Blow? Back in 1974, Nolan Ryan is clocked at nearly 101 miles an hour, the fastest pitch ever thrown in baseball history. Now, first of all, 101 in 1974, it must have looked like a million.
It had,
right?
It had to. Yes, absolutely.
There was nobody like that. Gamble leads it off facing Cole. Now, there have been, Mike, if you want to be precise about it, 371 pitches of at least 101 miles per hour this season.
Not surprised.
Now, a lot of people, if you were to guess who has thrown the majority of those pitches, or at least the most, they would think Aroldis Chapman.
I would.
But it's actually somebody else, and it's not even close. 225 of the 371 pitches.
The young man from Cincinnati?
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Jordan Hicks.
Jordan Hicks.
He hit 105 twice in one outing on two seamers.
Now that's, even with all the velocity these guys are seeing today, when you start jumping up to that level, it seems impossible to hit.
1-2 still on Gamble, leading off the fourth. His average fastball, Hicks that is at 100 miles an hour on average. And in May, he touched 105 twice. He also reached 104 miles an hour twice in that same outing. The 1-2. Line into right field for a base hit. Welcome back, Ben Gamble.
Ben 1 for 2. A slider that was in the middle of the plate. Rivera Supermo in the swing by Ben Gamble. Almost 350 while it was in Tacoma. Came into the game today hitting 290 on the season. Got another base hit for him.
Tying run at the plate for the Mariners, Mike Zunino. Shift on for Mike. Line left field. Gonzalez having a chase after it. Off the base of the wall. Here comes Gamble. He steams past third. Gamble's coming home and scores easily standing. Mike Zunino has brought the Mariners within a run.
Mike able to get a fastball. It's 97 miles an hour, belt high in the middle of the plate. And he hits a rocket into the gap. Ben Gamble does so many things well, but really rounds the bases as well as anybody. Of course, he has the good speed, but watching him round the bases right there, just never breaks stride. Seamless for him.
I mean, great speed does not automatically translate to great base running.
Oh, correct. Yes.
So slicing to Gonzalez and foul. The guys like Larry Walker come to mind when people talk about really great base runners. Mike Napoli was considered a really great base runner. Those are not guys you would put in terms of the fastest foot speed.
Oh, you're right about that. And like everything in this game, that there's fundamentals involved in it. And Ben has obviously worked at those things because, again, we've seen it from time to time where he will score from first on a double. And even there, there's not even a play at home. And yes, he has speed, but it's the way that he runs the bases and how he rounds them that makes the biggest difference.
And the hair.
I can remember, and the hair, yes. I remember Deion Sanders was a teammate of mine when he was first breaking into the big leagues with the Yankees. He would almost have to come to a stop from base to base to round it. And he was the fastest guy that I had seen.
Oh, swinging bunt. Bregman, bare hand. In time.
I think that hit the ground. I think this pitch is going to hit the ground, and he puts it in play on the bounce. Mara Supermo, get a good look at it right here, but this ball is down. It hits the ground. He puts it in play on a check swing and almost has a bunt base hit.
Vladimir Guerrero would be proud.
Zunino moves up.
Go ahead right at the plate, Mchugh. Getting rip and a miss on one.
After the double by Mike Zunino, the velocity has jumped up. He's been 98, 99 miles an hour.
One and one. Now Cole facing the hottest hitter for the Mariners right now, Mchugh. Just missing.
Their changeup down out of the strike zone.
Two balls and two strikes to Haniger. They appealed. He does not go. Mike Winters, the crew chief, umpiring at first.
And another breaking ball off the plate away. He's okay.
Zunino not the fastest runner, but a fly ball will tie this game up.
That's why the infield is halfway right now, not all the way in.
The payoff to Haniger. Bregman at third. Zunino back in time to first base to get Haniger. 2 outs. How about our CenturyLink What's Next? TBA right now for the Astros tomorrow. We know it will be Mike Leake for the Mariners. We're on the air at 6:30. Day baseball Wednesday. Charlie Morton and that curveball going for the Astros. Marwin Gonzalez will get the ball. They skipped his start yesterday to push him back, give him a little more time as the innings are beginning to add up a little bit for Marco.
A couple of extra days for him.
It'll be good to see the former Zag pitch once again. 0-1 to Robbie. We learned today that AJ Hinch actually reached out to Scott Service and told him that although it is a bullpen day tomorrow and Hinch will be revealing his starter after the game is done today, he did tell Scott it will be a right-hander. Didn't know that much.
Who's already on the club.
Sure. Colin Mchugh would be somebody you would think would probably be near the top of his list, former starter. Evens up 1-1.
Also thought possibly Brad Peacock, but he pitched yesterday, so we'll see.
Both those guys could pitch for just about any rotation in baseball, but can't work their way into this one. Cano ahead.
Garrett Cole now at 75 pitches, working here in the fourth.
Time call. Now Zunino's double has brought the Mariners within a run. They got Cole for 2 runs in the first inning. Zunino now at third. Tying run 90 feet from home. '99 outside corner. The 2-2 to Robbie. All the way to the backstop. Here comes Zunino. It gets right back to Maldonado. Cole at the plate. And the inning is over.
That is a bad break that it bounced right back to him.
Scott's got his hand extended to see if they want to challenge this. That will end the inning. On to the 5th.
And in this ballpark, I don't think I've seen this where the ball goes all the way to the backstop. It hits something and ricochets all the way back to the catcher. And then Cole will put the tag on Mike Zunino. He saw the ball get past the catcher. He took off to home as you should. But unfortunately, it ricocheted right back to him. Typically, the ball will stay around where the backstop is, but that didn't happen.
Helps the Astros maintain their 1-run lead as Bregman leads it off in the top of the 5th. Looks at ball 1 from Felix.
Can you recall seeing a ball ricochet like that in this ballpark? It's seen from other places where they have the bricks and things like that, but I don't think I've seen it here.
Seager back on an angle to retire his counterpart. I'll take a 9-inning lunch break and enjoy matinee baseball right here at Safeco Field. Coming up on a Wednesday, the Mariners host these Astros at a special 1:10 start time. So round up your friends, your clients, your co-workers, bring them by the ballpark. You can pick up tickets at mariners.com. Hope to see you here. Leadoff man retired. Here's Marwin Gonzalez.
He has driven in 3 runs tonight. A solo home run in the first. A double in the third to drive in 2.
Curveball to even the count. .370 this year against the Mariners for Marwin Gonzalez. And some may have taken the over. Felix is 2-2. Feels like it's been almost entirely fastballs and curveballs tonight, Mike.
He hasn't really used his changeup. Gonzalez hit the changeup into the gap for the double. But this is what we saw from him in Oakland, staying with the fastball, a good sinking fastball, and the curveball. There's another curveball.
One out, nobody on, top of the fifth. Fouls off for curve, still 3-2.
Back-to-back curveballs, both of them at the bottom of the strike zone.
Again, the 3-2. Into center. What a day it's been for Marwin Gonzalez. Homer double single.
And after the curveball down at the bottom of the strike zone, changeup left up 86 miles an hour. Camara Super Bowl in the swing by Gonzalez, 3 for 3. Now a triple away from the cycle.
One out, one on for Yuli Gurriel. Some good news on the James Paxton front as he was spotted playing catch once again today. Played catch yesterday for the first time. Was wearing a compression sleeve on his left arm after being hit on a line drive comebacker. Of course, that was the reason why Felix made his first appearance in relief, the circumstances at least, in Oakland, and the reason why Felix is back in the rotation for right now. And although there is no definitive time on when Paxton will be coming back, he does continue to make progress, and the hope is at some point on the upcoming road trip we'll be seeing Paxton. The 1-2.
I think that they may hold him out until the team gets to Oakland. The Diamondbacks and then San Diego. I don't think you want him standing in the batter's box.
National League ballpark does not seem like a great idea. Meanwhile, you would really want him pitching against the A's for obvious reasons. Time called by Zunino. Gonzalez, the 1-out single aboard at first, held by Robbie. I mentioned Mike Malinsky earlier. Now his 7th year as a major league umpire, born in Tacoma. Born the same years as the Mariners, in fact. Another foul ball.
Seeing some long at bats by Houston against Felix. Felix at 85 pitches, 54 strikes.
That'll work. That curveball has been dazzling tonight from Felix.
He has had a good curveball, and typically as a hitter you're looking for it away, and Felix is going to start the curveball at his shoulder, and he buckles him. Flinches just enough, catches the inside corner.
First pitch strike to Correa. Steady diet.
It will be interesting to see where his curveball percentage is at the end of the game. It will be higher than when he was pitching against Oakland in his last outing. He's at 32%.
In on the hands. 6 strikeouts over 5 innings for Felix. Distilling BSB brown sugar bourbon. You can't spell baseball without BSB. Well, congratulations to the king, Felix Hernandez. 6 strikeouts now tonight, as he has now passed Andy Pettitte, 40th most all-time in big league history. Felix now 2,449 strikeouts in his career.
I thought it was interesting at the end of the inning with the strikeout. Mike Zunino, who ended up catching the pitch, obviously throws it to Robinson Cano, nothing unusual, and then Robbie usually will give the ball to a fan, and that's exactly what happened. So with that strikeout, Robbie threw the ball into the stands, but the good news was Dee Gordon was paying attention, ran over to where the fan was, offered his hat in exchange for the ball, was able to get the ball and went into the dugout. Looked like he picked up another baseball, probably signed it or had Felix sign it, and ran it back out to the fan.
Worked out pretty well for that fan, I'd say.
I think it worked out great.
Thanks, Robbie.
Yeah.
Cano, Segura, Cruz here in the Mariners' fifth. Taking all the way 1-2. Strike three called on Cano in 98. 7 strikeouts for Cole. MLB.TV is now available at a lower price for $49.99 to watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this special offer. Now, Mike, would you consider your ball cap a normal piece of material to be bartered away for equipment back from the fan? Sure. And I realize that to say that there are a few extra hats would be an understatement. Is that the clubhouse? I guess I just haven't seen.
As far as the player giving the hat,
right? I guess I just haven't seen many fans walking away with a game-used hat before.
Well, I didn't think he was going to give him his glove.
Fair enough.
So he went with the hat, and yeah. I think the great news is the fan was a happy exchange. It looked like no problem at all. Game used hat from the All-Star D. Gordon.
For sure. Now the fan should have held out for the glove. I mean, obviously, there's time to negotiate here. We're only in the fifth. 1 out, nobody aboard, and the 1-1 to Segura.
I think with D. Gordon, though, with that smile and his personality, he was pretty convincing. I don't think it was much of a problem at all.
Now Buckles Segura, he's not happy about that call at all.
He thought it was down. EQC Tracer had it right around the bottom of the strike zone.
This is smacked out towards the gap. Gonzalez over in plenty of time to make the catch with 2 hands.
You would have made the trade, I'm guessing. If you were the fan.
Gotta give me more than that. Let's hold out. By the way, speaking of conversation with umpires, I would have taken that. You're right.
Yeah.
Ben Zobrist got thrown out of a game for the first time in his career last week, Mike. Isn't that incredible? I mean, he's been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah. What, 12, 13 years?
Easily.
Yeah.
Pushing 15.
Yeah.
He got thrown out for arguing balls and strikes. And obviously, there's something that a player says that at a certain point is the tipping point, right? Well, the reporters at Wrigley asked Zobrist when the game was over with. They asked him very bluntly, "What'd you say? They got you thrown out." And Zobrist said, I just simply told the umpire that this is why we need electronic strike zones.
that probably did it.
And as he was telling the reporters this, he just kind of started to laugh a little bit. I mean, you have to know you're going to the showers as soon as you say that. That's a no-brainer. But
say that
if you're going to get tossed out for the first time, that's how you do it. Fair ball pass first into the corner. Now they chug it his way to second base. Reddick digs it out by the 326 marker to double Nelson Cruz.
Nelson's last time up flew out to deep right field. This time going the other way again. Primera Supero on the inside out swing by Nelson. Able to keep it fair. White well off the line. No chance. And an easy double for Nelson.
Somebody's not happy about it. 2-out double for Cruz. Here's Span. Sacrifice fly, a strikeout swinging. Tying run at second base. 2 outs. First pitch to Span.
Cole now at 90 pitches, so he's getting towards the end of it. Tony Sipp, left-hander, getting loose in the pen with Kyle Seager waiting on deck.
Span able to hold back. Straight back, 1-2. Boy, if you're Scott Brocious here, Mike, waving Nelly around third base, a little different than most guys. And I'm not just saying that he's not the fastest runner, but borderline plate to plate. I don't know if that's the guy you want sliding into home. There's a lot to think about if you're Brocious right here, isn't it?
Oh, I'm sure he's processed all of that. Camp, the center fielder, shading towards left center. That's a pretty good ball club, a really good pitcher, and you have a chance to tie the ball game up. I think you have to take the chance. Especially with 2 outs.
Full count to Span. Seager waiting on deck. 94 pitches now for Cole, with Sipp warming. Jay Hinch processing inside the Astros dugout. Ball 4. Span laying off some very tough pitches. 2 aboard, 2 out.
Kyle, a walk and a strikeout.
So Sipp is for Gamble. Should have come to that. Well outside for ball 1. Cruz the tying run at second. Span the go ahead at first. Chopper and a foul ball. 1 ball and a strike.
It was the curveball, and it was right in the middle of the plate. Just out in front of it.
Two on, 2 out, bottom of the 5th inning. Cole nearing 100 pitches. The 1-1 makes it 1-2.
Back to the high fastball at 99 miles an hour. And he's at 98 pitches. No, that's pretty good stuff.
I'm gonna say, Mike, these starters that we talk about with the high velocity, it's for the whole night. When you look at Verlander, McCullers when he's out there, Cole, certainly Paxton, obviously we know about him. He's been like that his whole career. To Marwin Gonzalez in left field. Mariners strand a couple. We've played 5. Astros by a run. One of 3 against the Astros. And Mike, we know there's a lot of curveballs for Felix tonight. 6 strikeouts through 5 innings.
I thought that his curveball percentage was up from his last outing, which was high against the A's. He was at 32%. He's at 35% with his curveball. 89 pitches for him. Scott Service talking about Felix before the game, saying that he needed him to get deep into the game. I think he'll take 6 innings if Felix can get there. Nobody getting loose in the pen.
Another curve. Strike 1 to Tyler White. White has twice grounded out to Seager at third base tonight. Time called. Chopping its way out to Segura. 1 down. We said on the Ford Sports Desk, Angie, what's happening with the A's tonight?
Well, Bartolo Colon is on the hill for the Texas Rangers, and he's got touched up just a little bit. You remember that kid, Ramon Laureano? He's got that amazing arm. Well, tonight he's trying to show you he's got a little bit of a bat, too. He hit his first home run in the 2nd inning, and he just hit a 3-run shot right now. It is 7-0 Athletics. And the other side of things, Mike Fiers continues to pitch a shutout, gentlemen.
How about Fiers? 1 hit over 6 scoreless with a walk and 8 strikeouts.
Seems to be falling in line with what everybody else in that rotation is doing right now.
The Rangers, meanwhile, leading the majors in runs in the 2nd half. And that offense has been clicking on all cylinders. A ton of home runs. Rougned Odor has been a completely different player over the last month and a half or so. Now Reddick pelts this high out to Haniger in center. A step or 2 onto the track, and Reddick retired for out number 2. To say thanks to the men and women who make America the land of the free and the home of the brave, the Mariners and EQC are offering 10% off select seats to members of the military all season long. For more details, just visit mariners.com/specials. Two up, two down. Here's Evan Gattis, 0 for 2 tonight. Strike one. Now Felix, a first pitch strike to each of the last 4 hitters.
And Tony Sipp getting loose again. So Cole at 99 pitches. His night's probably finished.
Curveball just missing. Felix ahead. The 1-2.
And right back to the curveball.
Have to be careful with Gattis. 24 home runs, tied for the team lead. Pitch number 100 from Felix. Cano angling back on it. Puts it away. A 1-2-3 top of the 6th. We go to the home half. Mariners down a run. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Steel. To find your local Steel dealer, visit steeldealers.com. This is a few moments ago. Felix and Scott Service talking things over. Felix at 100 pitches.
Wants to stay in the game.
Yeah.
Trying to convince him to stay in the ball game. Talking about his outing. Conversation going on in the dugout. So with all of that, I would say that Felix is done for the night. Adam Warren is getting loose in the pen.
Felix done for the night. Jersey coming out. Gamble leads it off for the Mariners. Garrett Cole's evening has come to a close after 5 innings.
And for Garrett Cole, 5 innings. He had to work hard to get through 5 innings. 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, a couple of walks, 7 strikeouts. 99 pitches, 69 for strikes. He was ahead of the hitters all night. 24 batters, 18 first pitch strikes.
Not familiar with this new pitcher, Mike. A 20 SIP.
Somebody that typically will pitch against the Mariners a couple of times in every series. 38 appearances on the year, a 1.8 ERA. He's really pitched well for Houston. 33 strikeouts over 9 walks. That's in 30 innings. Opponent's hitting just 224 against him. The average fastball at 92 miles an hour. Slider split to go with it.
Well, you sound very familiar with him.
I've seen him once or twice.
Still nothing in 2 on Gamble.
All the way back to his days in Cleveland.
And he's long been
the only lefty in their pen.
Lefty.
Yeah.
That's not the case anymore. Cionel Perez has now joined him as a southpaw in relief.
The right-hander Ryan Presley getting loose in the pen.
An appeal, he does not go. Activity inside the bullpen, Ryan Presley. And by the way, for a context, Mike, for SIP, this is his 51st career appearance against the Mariners. I mean, he's beginning to reach the all-time record. Dennis Eckersley, 68 appearances against the Mariners. Most that any one guy pitched against Seattle. Only take a couple more series for SIP to get there, it feels like.
Probably right.
This is shot out to center field.
They were playing shallow.
Was very shallow. This bounces over the wall, which is probably not a good thing.
That's a bad break. That would have been a triple with as shallow as they were playing. A leadoff double for Ben. There's Supermo and the fastball that's middle in. Drops the barrel to it. Tony Kemp, the center fielder, was shallow and in left center. That stays in the ballpark. That's a triple. Mike Zunino with a double his last time up.
All one.
In fact, his double drove in Ben Gamble. Gamble was on first base at the time.
Throw to second. Gamble back with a dive safe. Now the Mariners have left 6 runners through 5 innings. Cole did not have a single clean frame against the Mariners. So the Mariners have had traffic on all night. Another chance here. Into the strike. A long wait now, the 1-1. Hit on the hands just enough. Gonzalez puts it away in left field for round number 1. Now, the Orca card is all you need to ride the Sounder train, link line rail, buses, ferries, and streetcars. Learn more at getorcasmart.com. Well, Mike, at least in real time from up here, it looked like an inch more in on the barrel. That's gone.
It was 93 miles an hour, well located right on the inside corner, and you're right, he just missed it.
Gamble remains at second, the tying run. D at the plate. White with the stab. Now number 2, Gamble into third. That saves a run.
And A.J. Hinch out of the dugout. He's going to make a pitching change. It'll be Ryan Presley.
Now it's Preston to face Haniger. Zip faces 3 men, retires 2 of them. We got a pitching change, 2 outs, and the tying run at third base here in the bottom of the 6th. Well, fans, our annual Ultimate Fan Contest is almost over. Root Sports is looking for the ultimate fan in the state of Washington throughout the month of August. So send us a photo and story on our website, rootsports.com/ultimate-fan, and you could win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in September, a personalized jersey, and much more. You can find official rules by going to rootsports.com. Ryan Presley, the new pitcher up on the mound to face Mitch Haniger.
Hard-throwing right-hander. 59 appearances on the year, 3.21 ERA, 81 strikeouts, and 56 innings, posting 235. He's given up 6 home runs this year. Average fastball at 96 miles an hour, slider curve.
Coming over from the Twins.
Mariners looking for a clutch base hit. 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position tonight.
Presley has 11 strikeouts over his last 6 innings combined, through an inning scoreless yesterday in Oakland. And here it's Gamble to third base, tying run. Correa can't get there. This game is tied. Gamble scores, and Haniger has even the score at 4 in the bottom of the 6th.
And here is a clutch base hit. Like a slider that was right on the outside corner. Mitch stays with it. Barrels it up, hits it right back up the middle. A couple of outs, he'll pick up an RBI.
Keeping Haniger close. 7 steals and 9 tries. Robbie 1 for 3 with a double tonight.
A double from Gamble to start this inning, and Kemp, the center fielder, a little bit deeper, but way over in the left center. Big gap in right center field. Haniger runs well. Double in the right center gap. I think Haniger scores.
Ball and a strike to Robbie. It's a blown save for Presley. Robbie getting a call. 2-1.
Take advantage of it. Much better count for him now.
Time call by Maldonado. Haniger ready to run. The 2-1. Missing wide, not by much. 3-1.
Jane Segura on deck.
Off the wall. Gonzalez plays it there. Comes in strong to second base. It gets off the glove from Gurriel. Haniger staying put. The Mariners have 2 in scoring position.
A double for Robbie. Camaro super mode keeps this just fair. Right inside the bag at third base. A fastball, he just shoots it down the line. I think Robbie thought that was going all the way in the corner when it ricocheted off. It was a pretty good play by Gonzalez and left. They had a chance to get him out. If Gurriel, the second baseman, doesn't handle the throw, it'd be a double for Robbie.
See what Gene can do here. Ball 1. Robbie now with 524 career doubles. He is tied junior 46th all time. He stands at second. Haniger leads off the bag at third. Top of the zone, 1-1.
Behind his best fastball at 97 miles an hour. the way that Jane taking that fastball. He was looking out over the plate. That fastball in the inside corner.
Haniger, the go-ahead run. Cano behind him at second. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th inning. The 1-2. It's away from Maldonado. On to first base in the inning. Well, the Mariners get a run. They strand 2 in scoring position. We're tied through 6. On to the 7th from inside Safeco Field. Mariners and the Astros now tied at 4. Felix getting the start tonight in game 1. Mike, overall pretty good stuff against the Astros.
Thought he had a terrific curveball tonight. Pretty good fastball. It was really the same combination that he showed against Oakland. It was changeup some, but not a lot. Fortunately, it was the 3rd inning. It was a changeup that was hit into the gap in right center that drove in a couple of runs. Right now, that's the difference in this ball game. Another good curveball right there. He buckles the hitter. And a fastball in the inside corner. Scott was hoping to get some innings out of him tonight. And Felix is able to give him 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs. They were earned. A couple of walks and 6 strikeouts. He threw 100 pitches, 67 of those for strikes.
Our Beacon Plumbing call to the pen. Adam Warren is on to work the 7th.
32 appearances on the air. He's pitched well. 2.7 ERA, 41 strikeouts, and 36 2/3. Bonus hitting .225, 19 walks. Want to stay away from the walks. Average fastball, 93 miles an hour with a slider.
Facing the number 8 hitting catcher Martin Maldonado to begin the 7th. Looks at ball 1. Cano having a chase after this tough angle. And it's D over instead to make the catch.
Sometimes the ball end up right in that triangle. It's just a matter who's going to take charge. An easier play for D, so he calls Robbie off.
Two pitches from Warren to get the first out. Now facing Tony Kemp.
Familiar that Brad Peacock had pitched yesterday. Now Colin Mchugh getting loose in the pen for Houston, trying to figure out who's going to start tomorrow.
That's awfully interesting.
Thought maybe it would be Mchugh. Looks like he's going to pitch the 7th.
Soon wide, 2-1 to Kemp. Jammed him. To Haniger in center. 2 down. Get home field advantage on Silver Bullet Saturdays. Download the Coors Light Rewards app and start earning points towards rewards like Mariners tickets and Coors Light gear while supplies last. Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Two up, 2 down from Adam Warren. Out of the top of the order here is Alex Bregman. Bregman singled and scored back in the 3rd. Has homered twice over his last 3 games, now 24 in the season. Bregman, the only American League representative in the home run derby this year. The opposite way out towards Gamble. And Warren comes in following Felix and goes 1, 2, 3 at the top of the 7th. This time to stretch. Washington's lottery play today. Mariners 4, Astros 4 as we go to the bottom of the 7th here tonight, the opening game of this series. 3-game set against the Astros. Hope you can join us tomorrow during the Mariners game for Twitter Tuesday. You'll have 5 chances to win exciting prizes just by interacting with us on Twitter throughout the game. We'll be posting questions and of course want to hear from you, so be sure to watch and follow us on Twitter at RootSports_NW. For giveaway rules, visit rootsports.com. Well, Mike, tomorrow we're on the air at 6:30. We know it'll be Mike Leake, and the mystery remains to be solved so far, as we thought it might be McHugh, but he's about to pitch here at the bottom of the 7th.
I don't see how many innings he's going to pitch. Brett Peacock, somebody else we thought maybe had a chance, but he pitched in yesterday's ball game, so we'll just have to wait and see. I have a feeling we're going to see just about everybody out of the bullpen tomorrow night. Colin Mchugh will take over. 42 appearances, 5-1 record, a 1.12 ERA, in 56 1/3. Has 72 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 147.
He's having a remarkable season. 1-0 to Cruz.
You'll see that quite a bit. One of the best curveballs. Fastball slider curve, his average fastball at 92.
1-2. Right-handers, by the way, are hitting .097 against McHugh this year. Bregman charges. Thigh high. The third baseman handles it routinely for out number 1. Back to the Ford Sports Desk. Angie, something's happening in Oakland, it sounds like?
Well, guys, Stephen Piscotty homered for the 4th A's home run of the night, but that's not the story I want to tell you. I want to tell you about Anthony Slocum. He is a young A's fan that is at the game tonight in Oakland. And Chris Davis asked this young man who's there through Make-A-Wish, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, if he would sign his game jersey. There it is. Anthony Slocum on his left shoulder in big Sharpie letters, and then Chris Davis went on to homer in this game. So a pretty cool story, guys.
That was very cool.
Just when I want to hate them. I just want to hate them. And then Chris Davis goes.
Well, especially Davis, who homers every game against the Mariners.
37 home runs now for him.
That's remarkable. I'll have a chance to have, and he, of course, more than likely will. Off White's glove, it sounded like. All the way to the base of the wall. Reddick cuts it off. Span digging for 2. Tiptoes in there with a double. On a double for Denard Span. Go ahead, run with good speed in scoring position.
Picked up an RBI on a sacrifice fly earlier in the game. This is the breaking ball that we were talking about. It just drops the barrel on it.
Like I said, hit off his glove.
Sounded like it did, Aaron.
I guess. Span at second with 1 down. Chance for Seager to drive in the go-ahead run. The opposite way to Gonzalez. Span having to stay put. 2 outs. Well, as always, after the game, we hope you stick around. Mariners post-game presented by Alaska Airlines. I'll be interested to hear Felix talk about this start tonight and all the curveballs. I'll be interested if this is something that felt particularly sharp for him, if it was something he thought matched up well against the Astros, a combination.
I think after seeing him in the relief appearance against the A's and then watching him today, I think he just has a lot of confidence in his curveball, and he should. It was a really good pitch for him in both those outings.
It's already been a great night for Ben Gamble. Scored twice, single and a double. And now Ben a chance to give the Mariners the lead in the bottom of the 7th.
Able to pick up a base hit. Alex Colin getting loose in the pen. He will pitch the 8th.
Ball and a strike. Now, we mentioned the numbers for McHugh against right-handers. They're batting under 100 against him. Lefties haven't exactly feasted against McHugh, but it is considerably better odds. They're batting 205 against McHugh.
Much better odds.
Ball and 2 strikes. There's the curveball you were talking about. The 1-2.
Tough night hitting with runners in scoring position. Just 1 for 11. 1 base hit. Belongs to Mitch Haniger.
2-2 coming to Gamble. Bins in for strike 3. Slider gets Gamble. Span is stranded. We remain tied through 7.
If you're like me, you just spent a lot of money on school supplies and your husband just dropped a ton of cash on clothes going back to school. So maybe you're looking for something that might be free. How about the Mariners Kids Club? It's not going to cost you a thing, and it's a great way to end summer. Membership includes a Mariners drawstring backpack, wiffle ball, and an official Mariners Kids Club badge. This is from earlier today. Plus, all Kids Club members can scan their badge at the Kids Club kiosk to be entered to win a prize at each game, including tickets, Mariners autographs, and a whole lot more. So for all the information you're going to need or to sign up, all you have to do is go to mariners.com/kids. I'm always shying away, guys, from spending a lot of money on kids' clothes when they're just going to outgrow them in 3 months. I don't understand this.
Or just lose them somehow.
that does happen.
Leave them someplace as Colin Mchugh is on to work in the 8th.
56 appearances, a 3.31 ERA, 55 strikeouts, over 16 walks. Bonus hitting .241. He's going to have 6 home runs this year. Fastball 95 to 96 miles an hour with a slider.
Gonzalez a triple shy of the cycle tonight. Gonzalez last year at a breakout season hit over 300, homered 23 times. He didn't triple at all, not even once. This year he's tripled 3 times. Strikes him out easily.
All sliders, all of them down in the zone, and this one in off the plate gets him to swing right over the top of it. Last month and a half, that has been an excellent pitch for him. The hard slider at 90, 91 miles an hour.
Seager cuts it off. 2 down. It's another season of Beacon Plumbing High School football that all kicks off on September 6th. So don't miss the action all season long on Root Sports. Brought to you by Beacon Plumbing, Heating, Electrical, and Mechanical. Stop breaking, call Beacon. Unfortunately, Mike's days of moonlighting on one of our Root Sports high school telecasts has come to a close. I know you and Brad Adam made a dynamic duo for at least one drive, one possession.
Yeah, by my son's senior year.
Ball one to Carlos Correa.
Brad's still working on it.
Two and nothing. Correa 0 for 3. Now 3 for 31 since coming off the disabled list. But very dangerous bat. We know that well. Behind 3-1.
Probably try to locate a fastball. Be down and away from Correa. Set up down and away.
Line out to left. Span is able to haul it in, make the catch to end the inning. Covering some ground in left field, Denard Span. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Jack in the Box. This season, a Mariners double play means free jumbo jacks from Jack in the Box. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. And by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Last. Zunino leads it off. Going after the first pitch. Tony Kemp in front of the track. Center fielder makes the catch for round number 1. McHugh still on the mound. He worked a scoreless 7th, worked around a 1-out double by Span.
Edwin Diaz getting loose in the pen.
One out, tied at 4, bottom of the 8th inning, then steps D. Gordon. strike one. D not pleased. 0-2. D pretty emphatic bat slam there as he tapped the plate. There comes Scott Service
out of the dugout in a hurry. I'm not sure if D said something to go along with that, but
Scott's gone.
Now Manny active. Now the fans letting him hear it.
Here's what happened with D.
Didn't like the call, obviously. Hasn't said anything yet.
This is what triggered it right here. Based on what we saw, Mike, I'm sure Malinsky did not appreciate the bat slam on a home plate, but he did not say anything.
Yeah, I think you just let it go. You just let that go. There's no reason, I think, to say anything about it. To your point, it didn't appear that he said anything at all. I think you just let that go.
Ball and 2 strikes to D. White off the bag, far off the bag. D is safe. Exactly the guy you want alive at first.
Or D hit second base hit. Going to get jammed on the breaking ball. Colin Mchugh trying to cover. He just outruns him. Not have the opportunity to tag him either. Clearly beats him to the base. Well, after all that, D will still pick up a base hit. Went out to the mound. A little bit unusual to see the manager go out there. You can see him talking to the infielders and Colin. Nobody getting loose in the pen for Houston. In that situation, Aaron White would have been better off just letting the ball go and covering the base himself. Easier play for the second baseman. And then to expect basically any pitcher really to outrun D to first. Not going to happen.
27 steals for D. Haniger, the batter.
Mitch with a couple of hits, scored a run and driven in a run. It was his base hit that tied this ball game up.
Mchugh holding. Ball 1. Hit probability, a robust 8%.
fastball right in the middle of the plate. An aggressive swing by Haniger. Fouling it back.
McHugh, by the way, has allowed one stolen base this year. Continuing to hold. Haniger ahead. Now, if you had been better, go ahead, runs batted in. Ramirez having an MVP season. Davis and Castellanos just named the American League Player of the Week. The 2-1. Now 3 balls and a strike.
And a pretty good take. Very close pitch. And for McHugh, his best pitch is the curveball. So nobody getting loose in the pen for Houston. Diaz pacing himself in the Mariner bullpen.
Finds a strike that time, full count. Robbie on deck. Haniger tied it in the 6th. Chance to give the Mariners a lead here in the 8th. Three 2 to Haniger.
Staying with the curveball. Again, one of the best curveballs in the business, and it's borderline. Barely able to get a piece of it. Would have been down out of the strike zone. It's trying to protect the plate, swinging at anything that's close.
He take it off upstairs. 2-1.
We'll bring up Cano. Robbie with a couple of hits tonight. 2 doubles. 2 for 4 with a couple of doubles.
Go ahead run. D. Gordon at second base. Haniger runs well himself. He's at first. First pitch to Cano. Taking ball 1.
Pretty good numbers against McHugh.
High shot, left center, Kemp to the track, to the wall, gone! 3-run home run, Robinson Cano! Mariners have the lead in the 8th.
Now 4 home runs against McHugh in his career. It is not an easy thing to go opposite field left center at this time at night in this ballpark. for Robbie. Pretty excited about it, and he should be. What a huge home run for Cano.
Segura on the first pitch finds left field.
Started off with an infield base hit by D. Gordon. Scott Service gets ejected, then D gets the base hit, an infield hit. Outruns McHugh to first base. Good patient at bat by Haniger again. End up walking to put a couple of runners on for Robbie. Boy, did he deliver.
Pitch to Cruz.
Fastball out over the plate, probably on the outside corner, belt high. Rivera Supermo, classic swing by Cano. And this is out to the pen, 405 feet opposite field.
You just do not see many lefties going there. Two 0. 3-0 on Cruz. Infield base hit, walk, homer. Something else to keep in mind. Last 13 games at Safeco Field, Mariners and the Astros. The Mariners had not scored more than 3 runs in this ballpark against this team. And tonight they've jumped on the board for 7. Count goes full.
Since Robbie's return, he's hitting .347. Has 3 hits tonight, all of them for extra bases, including that home run. Nick Vincent joining Edwin Diaz out under the pen.
Strike 3 call. Nelly not pleased.
Breaking ball. Nelson thought this was inside.
Two out, Segura aboard for Span. Shot foul, 0-1. Span's had himself a nice night, a walk and double, a sacrifice fly. Cano giving the Mariners a 7-4 lead in the home half of the 8th. White in a step onto the bag. Up to Edwin Diaz now. 47 saves on the season, one shy of tying the all-time franchise single season record. Edwin Diaz to take the mound when we come back. Going on to the 9th inning from Safeco Field. The Mariners a chance for a Game 1 win against the Astros. Robinson Cano, 3-run opposite field home run off of McHugh to give the Mariners the lead going to the 9th inning. Time for Edwin Diaz.
61 appearances, 47 saves, a 2.07 ERA, 105 strikeouts in 61 innings. Opponents hitting 156 against him. You know the rest of it. Upper 90s fastball with a slider. Cameron Maven will take over in center field. Haniger moves to right, Gamble out.
Diaz has saved the last 5 wins against the Mariners, against the Astros, I beg your pardon. Of course, something that had never been done in franchise history. Saving all 4 games of a series. That was the sweep in Houston. Two and two. And forget just franchise history. That was only the 4th player to record a save in each game of a 4-game series since the save became a thing. And the last to do it was Joe Nathan back in 2004. Two. Reddick ready on deck.
A pretty good battle. That was a good slider right on the outside corner, able to hang in there and get a piece of it, foul it off.
He has a chance tonight to tie the franchise record. Would be his 48th save. Foul ball. Again, the 3-2. Again, a foul ball.
9 pitches so far. Quality fastball, 98 miles an hour on the outside corner.
This will be at least an 11-pitch at bat for White. Pitch number 11. Got him. 1 down.
His slider out of the strike zone has been a devastating pitch this year. We gear it up. You know you have to protect against 98 miles an hour. 3-2 count, and he buries this slider. Well, you're a right-handed hitter. No chance to lay off of that pitch.
Now here's a lefty in Reddick. Strike 1. Center cut. 97. The 1-1. Ahead now 1-2. Slider missing. Diaz on 2-2. Gets him swinging at another slider. 2 outs.
Again, another slider down out of the strike zone. He will challenge you with a good fastball. He's topped out at 98 and then put you away with the slider down. That's been a big difference for him this year. He could throw it for a strike, but typically with a couple of strikes on the hitter, he will bury it. And they cannot lay off of it.
First to Gattis, in on the hands. One quick hop. Segura handles it. This game is over. The Mariners win. And on August the 20th, Edwin Diaz locks down his 48th save to tie a single-season Mariners franchise record.
Yeah, we've talked about it with Edwin Diaz. You can look at him as being the MVP of this club, all the close games. This year afforded a little more room because of Robinson Cano and the 3-run home run. Robbie again hitting .347 since his return. It's a way to start this series, Aaron.
What a home run by Cano. What a ball game. Mariners take down Garrett Cole for the 3rd straight time. And they take game 1. Mariners postgame presented by Alaska Airlines begins right now. Dave, Bradham, guys, enjoy it.
We'll enjoy this one. Probably not as much as Robinson Cano is enjoying this one, though. 3 extra base hits, the 3-run home run, his first since coming off the suspended list. It was a big one in the 8th inning. The recent dominance against the Astros, a very good sign. 5 straight wins, Val, and Eddie Diaz has saved all 5 of those wins.
Well, that's certainly one way to start to pick up some games, as the Mariners played so well down in Houston, taking 4 down there, and then to start off tonight. Great way to start this series, and great to see Robinson Cano, who had missed over 80 games, to come back and had that big home run, opposite field too. And to me, Brad, anytime you see a guy hitting the ball and driving it the other way, tells you that he is locked in. So that's a good sign for the Mariners.
And a good sign is Eddie Diaz, save number 48, as Aaron mentioned. Val, how about August 20th? 48 saves, tying a team record held by Fernando Rodney. And we'll talk more about Diaz, hopefully hear from him, hopefully hear from Felix as well. But definitely we'll hear from Robinson Cano right now with Jem Mueller.
Robbie, we're ready to talk about. No.
Taking a picture?
No,
Is it a Gatorade?
We're ready to talk about a home run. I think Robbie's a little preoccupied here. Robbie, what's your game plan in this very moment?
Well, there's no game plan. We just go out there to just trying to get a hit and, go ahead. But thanks God that I got a good swing and then went out of the park.
Yeah, but your game plan for right now, this very minute.
Well, I mean, I've been home and this is the moment that I was dreaming, come back and help this team to win game and, happy to be back and contribute.
Well, your moment that you were waiting for was a Gatorade dousing by Jean Segura. Is that what you're telling me?
No chance. Just winning a game, help the team to win a game.
Oh, okay, you do that, but you know that this is the reward for being able to do this.
This guy, he don't know what he's doing, but make sure to get wet too if he do it to me.
I don't think that really, I got to tell you guys, I don't know if that was actually in the game plan, but how about those legs from Robinson Cano? He does it with the bat, making sure that the Mariners take the lead into the 9th inning and get the win. And he avoids most of the Gatorade bath.
Janet, was orange Gatorade. Did you avoid most of it? How are your shoes?
Most of it. The shoes, but that's okay. That's a small price to pay for Robbie trying to rope me in on that one.
Right. At least he didn't keep you with him.
Right.
All right. And Segura kind of went more towards Robbie, so that's good news.
Must have done
All
that
right,
quick
Jen.
break.
Thank you. Dry off. Get in there. Get some more post-game sound for us. So Robbie ends it with a 3-run shot in the 8th inning. But, boy, lots went on in that 8th inning leading up to that home run. Let's talk about D. Gordon's at bat. 1 out. Didn't like the call, and then, slams the bat.
Right here you see the umpire coming in and approaching D. Gordon right there.
And then Scott Servers comes out, saves Gordon, gets tossed himself. And then Gordon ends up with a bloop single. I'm not sure why White, the first baseman, got that one, but he does. Beats McHugh to the bag, so 1 on. Next batter, Mitch Haniger, and he would walk. So that sets the stage. 2 on and 1 out for this guy.
We talked about driving the ball the opposite way. Robbie Cano gets a fastball up, out, over the plate. This ball just continued to carry into the Mariner bullpen right there. Big 3-run home run. Big win here tonight against the Houston Astros in the first game of this series.
All right, so Robbie goes deep for the first time. Again, 3 extra base hits, a good win. Felix, a no decision, goes 6 strong innings. We'll hopefully talk about him, hear from him. The skipper gets ejected, but we'll have to talk to the media after this one. We'll talk about the highlights as well. So a lot to get to on our post-game show tonight as the Mariners take care of business against the Houston Astros in game 1 of the set by a score 7-4. Felix to start back in the rotation. 1 bad inning, but pretty darn good for the King. 100 chucks through 6. Gives his chance a team to win, and they do just that, beating up the Astros bullpen once again. Mariners take it. We're back on Mariners postgame presented by Alaska Airlines.